America needs to know.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to First Things First. Jenna Wolf, Hall of Famer Chris Carter, this right here, our NBA guy, Nick Wright. That was such a big handshake I gave you. I'd like to do it a little more delicately. I want you to be strong, and I want to.
You get angry when people don't give you firm handshakes. You find it sexist.
Okay.
So I've learned that.
We're still shaking.
Because we have guests that come in. They give they dap up Chris Carter. They give me a firm handshake, and they say Jenna Wolf, and they say, "Oh, Conjure."
Can't stand that.
And she hates it. So I gave you a firm handshake.
You know
Trying to finish the week strong.
Let me rock that back. Thank you.
No problem.
Much respect.
Absolutely.
What are we doing? Oh, I know. We're doing a 3-hour program. A lot to get to today. We got 2 NBA series heading to Game 7. Lucky us. LeBron is out recruiting Kawhi. Who's next? But we got to start with the status of the best player on the best team. The Warriors announced that they will be without Kevin Durant for the rest of this Rockets series as he recovers from a right calf strain. He could return for the Western Conference Finals if the Warriors do indeed advance. They got to win 1 of 2 against Houston in order to do that. Here's Golden State head coach Steve Kerr looking on the bright side.
Yeah, I think it's good news. You know, calf strain, he's had them before. He's responded well. And obviously we're disappointed he won't be able to play, you know, in this series. But, you know, if we're able to win the series and move on, it looks good for his return, you know, in the not too distant future. It's the playoffs. It's the ultimate test. And we're in a great spot. We're up 3-2, and we got championship rings on our fingers, and a lot of experience and a lot of confidence that comes from that. So let's go out there and let it rip.
All right, Nick, now that KD is out, who's got the edge in this series? Has it changed?
Well, the edge goes to the team that only needs to win 1 game versus the team that has to win 2. So the Warriors have the edge, even though the teams as presently constituted, I believe the Rockets are the better team. But you've got to be a much better team to have an edge on a team that is up 3-2 in a series when it's a race to 4. If it were a race to 5, if it were 2-1 Golden State, it'd be very different. But it's 3-2. They need 1 win, and the Warriors have shown over the last 5 years they can beat you with 1 amazing quarter. That's what happened to Oklahoma City in Game 6 when the Warriors didn't even have Kevin Durant yet. 1 amazing quarter changed NBA history forever with the team that's out there tonight, basically. Steph, Clay, Draymond, Iggy, and see what I'm most interested about is those guys were able to channel that brilliance for the 4th quarter of Game 5. But how much has this series worn on them? How much energy do they have left to be able to do that? For all 4 of those guys need to be prepared to play 40-plus minutes. Can they do that tonight and then duplicate it on Sunday? Because I do believe the Rockets will.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the quarter thing, because I believe that's very, very important when you talk about game number 6, which I believe Houston will win. And I agree with a lot of the things that Steve Kerr said. But is he going to be able to say that after midnight tonight? Houston wins the game. Now you got 4 quarters of basketball. You don't have your best player. So then the question is, how many bad quarters can the Warriors afford then? So I just believe in this right now until tonight's game. And I believe that Houston has a huge advantage in tonight's game. I believe the Warriors will play at a frenetic pace. They'll go back to the days before they had KD.
Pre-KD.
They'll pass the ball a whole bunch. They'll pass up good shots to try to get better shots, even to try to get a great shot. Steph and Clay will move all around the court, even though they will be trapped. And I think one of the keys is Houston. How hard can they make it on Golden State, and especially some of those older players? Because if you can make it difficult in the 48 minutes they have tonight, that toll will be paid on Sunday when you get to a game number 7.
Well, and that's something that listen, obviously the best case scenario for the Warriors is to win tonight. Just end it. The worst case scenario in my mind for them is a close game that they lose. I think that is, I think if the Rockets are up 22 at halftime, they've hit 12 first-half threes, and the Warriors say, okay, we're going to try to go get them Sunday, getting blown out tonight for the Warriors, even if it's unlikely, is better for them than a hard-fought close loss. Because if you get blown out,
absolutely,
you all of a sudden, you can wave the white flag early. You can say, Steph, Clay, Draymond, Iggy, you're not playing 40-plus minutes.
And also you reduce the risk of injury.
100%. And so the Warriors would take a close game because they could win a close game, right? I don't think the Warriors have the ability tonight to have it go the other way, blow out the Rockets. But Houston, it's a weird scenario where I'm sure tonight it would feel better. Houston has a nice, comfortable lead the whole way. In order to win the series, they have to win tonight and Sunday. What puts Houston in the best position for Sunday is a game where the Warriors are 5 to 9 points behind the whole way. They've got to keep everyone in the whole time, and they win. You can't manipulate results like that. I'm just saying, if we're talking about potential results.
Right, just a hard-fought NBA playoff game.
Right, that's the best one for Houston.
When we keep talking about how are the Warriors going to do without KD in there, I mean, that team flipped a switch quickly in the fourth quarter of Game 5. They quickly turned around and said, oh, this was us before KD came. We did this for a quarter. But can they do that for more? Can Houston take that and be able to combat that for the course of a whole game if they're able to do that again?
This is the part where I believe that Houston has an edge. When KD gets that injury, 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Now, Houston didn't know how they would play the rest of the way. But now they've been able to watch that little quarter plus of tape, and I believe they're going to win tonight. And then going into game number 7, they're going to have 4 quarters to be able to determine the style for which. So I believe in the game number 5, the Warriors had an advantage because the Rockets didn't know what style they're going to play. I don't believe that they can do it. The Warriors sustain it, and they have to play so many good quarters that I believe it's going to. The wear and tear, Nick, I believe will take its toll, especially on Iguodala, and I believe that Draymond, what he's going to have to do tonight, will take its toll on him in the game 7.
And your big point when I keep bringing up that the Warriors are 29-4 since KD's gotten there, when Steph plays and KD doesn't, is 4 of those games Boogie Cousins played. The games the previous years they were deeper. Iggy was younger. You know, Draymond was playing at a higher level. That while that stat's accurate, how much does it apply to the 2019 here on May 10th, whatever day
where they don't have a bench?
Exactly right, where they're the least deep Warriors team we've ever seen. But I want to say one thing, because the next time, and I'm going to say this throughout the day, because the next time we talk to you guys, this series is going to be over, because they're going to play tonight. If they win, they're going to play Sunday. And so whomever wins, we will know it the next time we have the TV show. Injuries are part of the NBA playoffs. They just haven't been a part of the NBA playoffs for the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors have won 3 championships. Every single championship they've won, their biggest competitions, best or second best player was knocked out for the series. That has happened. Not a role player, not the other team's Andre Iguodala, not the other team's Boogie Cousins. The first year they won the championship, going into the NBA Finals, the Cavs did not have Kevin Love. After game 1 of the NBA Finals, they did not have Kyrie Irving. They were down 2-1 in that series and then came back to win it when it was LeBron and Dellavedova and company. Their next championship, they were challenged by one team, the San Antonio Spurs, who were up 23 points in game 1 of the Western Conference Finals until Zaza maimed Kawhi Leonard.
People forget that one.
They went on to come all the way back and win that basketball game and swept the Spurs. Last year's NBA championship, they were challenged by one team, the Houston Rockets. They were up 3-2 in the series, and they lost their second best player, Chris Paul. So there are no asterisks on championships. I get that. But there's also not asterisks on not three-peating or we weren't able to complete it. If the Rockets beat them, it's fair and square. If the Rockets beat them, there are no, oh, but KD wasn't out there excuses. You start doing that math, then there's no clean championship of the 3 for Golden State. We are used to injuries being a part of critical Warriors series. This is the first one where an injury could play a part against the Warriors in a critical series. We will see if the Rockets can take advantage of it.
All right, good stuff. We'll talk much more about this from both sides, but coming up, what can the Philadelphia 76ers do to advance to the conference finals? That's next on FS1. You can always check us out on the Fox Sports channel.